everybody. Welcome to 5 Minutes of Awesomism, where we introduce you to people, places, and things that we feel are really helping turn negativity into awesomism. And today we are so excited because if you know us, you know we are huge football fans. We eat, sleep, and drink football in our house. So if you follow us at all, you know that I am very big on supporting those who really share their story. And today we have somebody like I can't stop smiling. I'm super excited about this. I'm really nervous too. And I'm a chatter. So this is quite amazing. I worked in politics for many years. I worked in DC. I've met so many elected officials. I don't normally get embarrassed or shy around celebrities, but I have such mad respect for Ryan Leaf. He shares his story. He's just amazing. And I wish everybody would listen to his story because I think he is one of the greatest examples of awesomism. So, Ryan, please share your story with us and we'll go from there.
Well, I love your story, in particular, Peyton, and
Oh, thank you.
how you've used it as you say, awesomism, and it is a superpower. And I found my superpower in the perspective that I have because of the things I went through. I don't think anybody else has the grateful perspective that I do. I know there are others that do. Don't get me wrong, but I think it adds to my superpower. I think it's makes me different than other people and makes me more empathetic, more understanding. It also never puts me in a bad mood because I think of where it could be in what it is and what I get to live. So um, I'm appreciative for someone like you, probably kind of guiding the way for someone who didn't see it at the time and needed to see some of those and hear some of those perspectives that can make me fully understand that, who's got it better than me? Nobody. And so I try to live that on a daily basis and share that perspective with other people in the hopes that it will benefit them. And in doing so, it benefits me, which ironically is when you kind of grow up as an athlete that's put on a pedestal, you become a narcissist in some ways because it always has to be about you. And I always thought to make my life better, it had to be what you could do for me, what I got out of the deal. As it turns out, when you make it about other people, your life actually gets better. So it's an incredibly unselfish way to go about it and still in a selfish way get a good life from it. And it's what my life has been like over the last 14 years. Incredibly grateful for it. Excited to be asked to be a part of something like this, and jump at the opportunity when the question's asked.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what the whole goal of this podcast and everything else we do is to try to help autistics and those with ADHD, ADD, PTSD, etc., understand that maybe right now life doesn't feel all that great, but you are awesome. You're awesome in your own way. You are an individual, and something that something you do, something you have within your spirit can be so enlightening for somebody else. So look at the positive side. And that's why I always told Peyton he had awesomism because he knew he was different than his three siblings. But, his three siblings always thought he really was really awesome. Like,
And the word difference is, I don't necessarily like that word because it has a negative connotation to it, difference, when in reality it just uh, means something else. That's all. And one of the first steps in all of this for me was just to finally come to the realization, understanding that we're all the same. We're all these flawed human beings
mm,
trying to be better every single day. And once you have that realization, um, you develop a humility. And when I say humility, I mean when you look in the mirror with whatever baggage you have, or scars, or judgment, or things like that, you're okay with the person you see looking back at you. And it took a long time for me to realize that. But once I did, you just become incredibly confident as a human being. Um, and you're not really interested in what other people think of you because it's none of your business. And so that's what the last 14 years have been. I wish I would have found some of these solutions and answers before. I had to go through some of my struggles, but it's just life, and it's a long, long journey. And when it's all said and done, if there's you know, a span of your life where you made poor decisions or didn't have the understanding or the grateful perspective, it's just a part of it. You're not your worst thing you've done. You're not the worst idea that you've had. You are sum of all its parts. And if I live to be 100, and there's an 8-year span in my life, and 92 years were golden, I think that you can chalk that one up as to winning, and that's what I plan on doing.
I love that. I love that. Well, when I was growing up, my dad always told me, listen, nothing is a mistake if you learn from it. It's been a life lesson. And, some of the biggest struggles that I've gone through in my life, I have used those to help other people. At the time, I didn't necessarily see, I'd be like, why do I have to
No, you
deal with
never see
this?
it when it's happening. You're always in it.
Yes, exactly. But afterwards, I'm like, you know what? I can empathize with that person so much more because I've been there. Trust, and I'll say to people, trust me, I've lived it. And sometimes people, when they're really in depths of despair, they'll be like, no. And so then I'll tell them my story and they're like, oh my gosh, really? And, it's just, I don't know. I want to share a story that really hit me hard one day. I was always talking to this young man. He had a brother on the spectrum and I would always just check in on him. I could tell he was like really struggling. And so I would DM him and I'd say, you okay? Everything okay? Da da da. And one day I sent him and I said, look, I'm kind of worried about you. You haven't really responded to me. You haven't been on social media. I hope you're really busy. The next day he comes to me and he says, I want to tell you something. I was going to commit suicide last night.
Mm.
And I realized that if a stranger who didn't know me cared about me, other people in my life did. And I didn't do it.
Well,
And I was,
I think that the stories like that, I think just lend yourself to being hope. And I've started using this recently when I've been speaking a lot. I've started calling myself a hope dealer. Like if I don't know if the effect I'll have on a situation or there, but my my agenda is to deal some sort of hope, and and it sounds like that's what you do, and more people should. It removes stigma. It allows people to be open and vulnerable and transparent, and doing something like this, Team Awesomism, I think is exactly as poetic as that sounds.
thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
thank
That
you.
means a lot to us. And, we don't want to take up much of your time, but thank you for what you do. I've read up on all the stuff that you do, and I think it's amazing because you're right. When you're in the middle of it, you don't see it. But if somebody else is sharing their experience, sometimes that's all someone
All it
needs.
takes. Yep.
Yep.
You hear
Yep.
something you can relate to. You hear that you're not alone. You hear that there's hope. You would not believe what that can do for the human psyche and the human condition. And so let's keep being hope dealers.
I agree. I
I
love that so much.
completely agree on that. I love your stories, Ryan.
Thanks, Peyton. That's a great name, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? I'll tell you what's funny. When Peyton Manning was drafted number one, Ryan was drafted number two.
Oh,
Isn't that
here, let me
funny?
show you.
That's
Let me show you.
amazing.
My son was just looking at this.
Okay.
Came the other day. Just came the other day. Somebody wanted me to sign it. So there's your namesake right there.
Oh, how cool is that?
That's
Look at those two little
amazing.
kids.
That is so amazing.
Whoa.
We were so young. We were 21 years old. We were 29 years ago. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Wow.
Holy
That,
crap.
that is so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's so
I
great.
love that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Ryan,
my
for coming
pleasure.
on.
My
Yeah, thank you
pleasure.
so
All right,
much.
I'm gonna go be a dad now. Thank you
Okay.
guys. Keep doing what you're
Thanks.
doing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.